Episode 115. He had always known. The screen that was showing Jake's handsome face suddenly became dim. In the venue where the light had been turned off, it felt mysterious. Everyone gazed at the screen, and a scream suddenly sounded through the speakers. Caught off guard, everyone was startled. However, Lila Cox looked more and more content. Glancing at Serena's scared look, Lila reached out a finger and turned it down, mouthing, "Go to hell." Seeing her confident look, Serena felt sympathy. Eventually, she smiled at Lila's triumphant look. There was sarcasm and pure hatred in her smile. Serena looked cold. Lila suddenly felt a chill send down her spine. "Arrogant girl. I'll see what you do after seeing the video." Lila Cox shifted her gaze from Serena to the big screen. On the big screen, several men pushed a woman into the corner, and their leader threw himself at her. The others followed. The unexpected scene made everyone stare, their eyes wide.
"Is that Mrs. Robinson? I had no idea she was so open."
"No, it does not look like Mrs. Robinson." There was a close-up of the woman's face. Delicate features and seductive look, different from Serena's soft and innocent face. It was clearly...
"Isn't that the Miss Cox?"
someone exclaimed. Everyone looked at Lila Cox. Lila felt like she had been struck by a lightning bolt, not knowing what to do. The video of the screen was edited under her instruction. She had looked through each detail. If not played back, there was no way anyone could tell that the video was edited. She was certain that with the video, Serena could not clean herself up. However, the video that she was so confident in had a different protagonist. Lila Cox lost her mind.
"How is that possible?"
How is that possible? Shouldn't it be Serena's face? However, each detail on the video was so vivid and perfect that it really looked like Lila was doing it. Serena cast a sharp gaze at Lila and said coldly into the microphone, "Didn't you say that you're going to blow my cover? Is that what you're trying to show us?" Lila became pale as her body temperature dropped.
"That is not me!"
Lila Cox shuddered under everyone's gaze.
Serena wants to set me up. Why did you do that?"
Before she finished her sentence, the image changed again. The screen became dark. Judging from the environment, it was in an abandoned warehouse. A woman who had her whole body covered up was standing next to a man on a motorcycle. From the point that they had met, every word was played loud and clear. "The most popular man whore. Always posting scandalous photos like these ones. I only paid for some that had not been posted yet, and replaced the faces of the women." "Well done. I couldn't tell that it was edited."
"For sure. Where's the stuff you want to add?"
"Here, remember to add this. At that time, Jake Robinson won't be able to deny it."
"You know that I am risking my life to help you. Remember what happened to Coach Lewis? If Jake Robinson found out about this, there might be even worse consequences for me."
It was a conversation between a man and a woman. The man's voice was not familiar, but clearly, the woman's voice was Lila Cox's. Everyone's looks changed as they looked at Lila. She was just talking about blowing Serena's cover, but then she posted her own corrupt lifestyle. Also, judging from the conversation, she was clearly up to something evil. Wasn't Miss Cox famous for being a demure lady? Wasn't she famous for being kind and pretty? She shouldn't be someone who would do this, right? However, no matter who had played the video, the last bit was so authentic that it could not be faked.
It's not me! Who wants to set me up? Who did that?
Lila exclaimed. Julia Cox saw that things had gone south and quickly called for help.
Mom, come! Sister was bullied by Serena!
Julia almost sobbed.
She still had the baby of brother Jake!
On the big screen, Lila and Julia Cox suddenly appeared. From the speakers, a clear voice asked,
Sister, did you see the news?
It was Julia Cox's voice. Amelia Robinson, who was watching in the crowd, recognized Julia's voice. And her heart trembled, worried for her best friend. Please don't say something over the line. Lila's voice followed.
Yeah, I did not expect that Jake would be so ruthless this time. It was just face-slapping Serena, and he almost bankrupted Fred Jones's business.
Julia asked hurriedly.
What should we do, sister? If he found out that it was us who sent the photoshopped photos to that old woman, wouldn't it be bad for us?
Although Jake had tried to minimize the influence of Serena being beaten by Fred Jones's wife, a lot of people knew about it. However, they had no idea that it was orchestrated by Lila Cox. Travis Green's face suddenly became dark, his gaze like daggers flying towards Lila.
No worries. There's no way he could find out.
Lila sounded confident and sneered.
I could make her lose her baby without anyone doubting me. If you don't tell anyone about this, who could find out?
As she said that, everybody who knew about it gasped. She killed Serena's first baby. How vicious! What kind of hatred must she hold to treat a woman this way? The voice from the speaker continued. It was Julia being hesitant.
But...
No but.
Be smart. All Serena had was the support of the old captain. Well, I have the support of Nola Robinson. When the captain's dead, it would be our time.
When the captain's dead? Was she referring to Henrik Robinson? Standing on the stage, Captain Robinson had a sharp look on his face. Looking at Lila, his eyes were full of contempt and disgust. Henrik Robinson had always known that this girl was up to no good. However, he had no idea that she would be so vicious that she wished him dead. How ridiculous! Just because Nola Robinson liked her, she wanted to marry into the Robinson family. Even if Captain Robinson had died, Jake's wife would not be anyone from the Cox family. Not to mention Captain Henrik Robinson was still alive. Looks of blame, disgust, contempt, disappointment, and shock were cast in the same direction. Feeling the way people looked at her, Lila stepped back again and again. Her gorgeous face became pale as she stuttered.
It's not me! Why did you set me up?
No one felt any sympathy for her. Lila and Julia Cox's photo was still on the screen as they continued to speak.
So what? If we couldn't get her this time, we will have another chance. Isn't the old captain throwing her a press conference? We will give her a huge present at that time. I still have more chips on hand. The idiot Serena is not even my match. What present?
Julia asked curiously.
You will know by then.
Lila did not answer her. With a ringtone, Lila said, I have a call. Step outside for a minute. She is even hiding something from her own sister! Mary Parker's voice was abrupt in the silence. However, that sentence was like a stone thrown into the lake, disturbing the quietness People started to whisper, "Lila Cox is so scary. Don't they all say that Miss Cox is gentle and kind? What the hell? How did Mrs. Robinson offend this Cox girl? She killed her first baby and tried to humiliate her in this location? Had she been successful, Mrs. Robinson would lose her reputation." The whispers became louder and louder. Lila Cox became more and more pale, and her legs became limp. No way. This shouldn't have happened. She had arranged for everything. She had planned every detail. It should have happened according to her thoughts. Why did that happen? Why? Lila did not understand and looked up at Serena. However, Serena was looking at a table. By that table, Jackson Roberts and Drake Howard were sitting together. Drake Howard? Right, Drake Howard. Lila suddenly understood and felt completely frustrated. Drake was one of Jake's few close friends and a top hacker in the industry. The only person with the kind of influence and money to hire him would be Jake Robinson. So, this show was put on by Jake. That meant he had always known.